Welcome, Paul.
Thanks
for joining in the studio this morning. What is CarCloud?
So CarCloud is a app and web-based platform for anybody in the UK to use free of charge that manages their insurance, car finance and all key dates in one place.
Why have you built it?
That's a great question. So traditionally, owning a car or the automotive industry is quite separated in terms of where you acquire things, what your legal requirements are, how to best budget, where to get money-saving tips from around car ownership. We're in a cost of living crisis. We still haven't come out of that at the moment. And owning a car is now the second highest cost to owning a home, and it doesn't look like it's going down anytime soon. So by putting industry knowledge into a single, easy-to-use platform, gives consumer empowerment, which we hope people will then buy products that are delivered to them in an educated, formal way. And that was one of the key things for building CarCloud, is that there is everything else accessible digitally. So if you're booking your train, hotel, holiday, travel, but nothing for car. So we thought that is the best place to start.
Brilliant. And it's all cars? It's the full range from second-hand through just literally car ownership, or is it people specifically on a plan? Or
Absolutely. So it's all cars. So it's every car up to 25 years old and over 3 months old. So as soon as the data is available via the DVLA, we will have a link directly to that car.
Fabulous. And in building this then, we've been exploring partnerships through this podcast series. What key partners, or how was that featured in getting you to where you are now?
That's a great question as well. So partnerships is really interesting, and like all of these things, most of them are never deliberate. They're always from trial and error. So we went out and did some test marketing, which is with a company called Reach Plc, previously Daily Mirror Group or Trinity Mirror Group. And what they've done is, very cleverly, they realised everyone's going from print to digital. So they moved a lot of their key brands, Birmingham Post, MEN, Liverpool Echo, are now all gone online. Those have got rebranded to Live, so they were called Birmingham Live or Manchester Live, and they become regional digital brands during that process. But we started with them on that digital process. So as they were going through that change, we were advertising with them to reach,
car owners.
Car owners, a larger audience. A larger audience. So we did a lot of test marketing with them in the early days, and what that ended up forging is the pressures that came from cost of living crisis and COVID and post-COVID was readers are expecting more from trusted brands. So this was a great opportunity for us to do a partnership with them, because most of their reader audience owned a car. So it's something that directly affected the end user in terms of their media products. So that's what formed the relationship, going in from it a strictly sort of transactional invoice.
Just a traditional commercial advertising.
Absolutely, yeah. If you put an advert with us, we charge you. You pay an invoice. And so as those reader behaviours changed, CarCloud was evolving at that time to match what consumers expect from a trusted brand that delivers news and media, which is more than content. So is there a relatable product that can directly affect that audience in that given few seconds while they're reading an article? And that's what formed the stage that we're with them now, which is a partnership stage.
Wow. So there's definitely win-win on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And is there more that you can explore together, or does it stay in that? That's established, it's grown from a transactional, but is there more that you can chase together?
Yeah, so there's a second spin-off to this. So the Live brand created a more of a localised brand called In Your Area, and it's currently the fastest growing news brand in the UK, I believe. And In Your Area is a free news subscription item, so their readers are more engaged, they're more involved. And the reader puts in their postcode, they select areas that they'd like to see news from, and then they subscribe to the relevant news that they want, and also how many times they want it. So it's a more personalised, carved out news offering, instead of, a sort of shotgun effect where you just get hit with-
scattergun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was our ideal partner, moving from live into in your area directly, because it was more of a personal relationship.
And then that gets you more reach, so a deeper relationship rather than just a volume?
Yes, it's both. Yeah, absolutely. So due to in your area's growth, and I think they've got the product absolutely spot on in terms of what people are looking for from news and media these days. And due to that growth, we'll be part of that growing process. They're up to, I think it's just over 3.5 million, roughly, reader subscribers at the moment across the UK. And that's a great starting ground for us.
So that all sounds really positive. Was it always part of the plan? How did it happen then? Were you looking for that part?
So like all of these things, it happened in a bar in Birmingham, and it was actually our IP lawyer that introduced me to the editor-in-chief, a really nice guy called Mark Reeves, who's now retired and left Reach. And I spoke to him about what we were doing, and he said that's a fantastic piece of content to put out to our audience, and would like to start a trial on what that can look like. Wow.
And then from there, what difference has it made to CarCloud? So how long has this been going on? And
so it's been on and off for about 3 years. We did a lot of testing with them, and then with the developments that's now become in your area, that's now gone on to the next stage of the partnership.
So what does that growth look like now then in real terms? And has it taken a different route? Have you built something from that day one startup, what you thought you would be having? You've done the market testing. Have you created a product that's different to that vision, or got different features within it, or is it largely as you expected?
Slightly different, as all these things usually are. Slightly different. The success metrics though have been above and beyond what we originally expected. We now got well over 100,000 users. Just under £2 billion worth of cars on the platform, and we are looking to double that through 2024.
Brilliant. Is there a particular thing that brings people back?
It's really interesting. Again, so there's a number of things. So people don't like admin. So anything that removes admin or puts it in a single place of control is important. If you look what's happened with the mis-selling of car finance recently.
We are waiting for that to
unravel. Absolutely, we are. So getting finance and our finance partner was really important, Experian, and we've got a great relationship with them, and we've built some really cool products to help people around their current car finance agreements, so they can understand them, measure them, know when the best time to change is.
Right.
We show them their equity position each month, so they know exactly where they're at in terms of when do they want to go next for a new car, or are they looking to refinance that car. So getting that product suite was really important. And
Experian, another big brand there.
Yep.
How is that a partnership on a basis that you're working with them to develop that, or what was
it?
It is,
yeah. It's a partnership. It's now more or less fully developed. It's live. So we are now currently helping customers to track their car finance agreements, all in one single portal, with everything else in there, with insurance and key dates as well.
Was it easy to get in? I must say, that's a big brand. One of those ones that you hear, particularly in the world of fintech, being an ideal partner. How did you come about? Or was it, were you knocking down the doors? Or?
We were. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were. Yeah. So I've spent years in automotive, but this was a different twist. We had to knock down some doors, but luckily for us, Experian have got some really good key managers and some key people that understand the vision of where we want to take the product, and also how their involvement can be part of that journey as well.
And with Reach, it was clearly a sort of value exchange. Is it a commercial relationship with Experian? How does it fit into the business model of CarCloud? You said it was free for consumers, so how do you keep going? What's the sustainability model?
Okay, so it is free for consumers, absolutely. The partnership that we have with Experian is that we have a really good credit panel, which is transparent. It delivers real-time rates from lenders that are based from your credit score, so there's no upselling. And we thought that was ideal for us to move forward on. We didn't just want to be another website that was selling car loans,
Right.
and that's why we did it through the development of our software to track people's finance agreement first, and then show them what are the best financial options for them in a real-time situation where they weren't being sold finance, they were actually
So outside of a dealership.
outside of everything, yeah, just self-service environment that's educational and on their side.
And do you do something similar then with the insurance side?
Yes, we did.
Have you
yes.
got that admin and that intelligence?
We did, yeah. So part of our key dates were to get guides around when people's car insurance date was due to be renewed. We had a previous insurance aggregator that we did some testing with, but then we looked at the MoneySupermarket offering, and we reached out to them with what CarCloud was doing and the way that it was doing it, and they were more than happy to come on board and assist us with their car insurance product, which we looked at was one of the best in market without a doubt. It covered car insurance companies that are on comparison engines and non-comparison engines. So it gave our customer base a near whole of market view in one space, which was really important. So we wanted to sort of move away a bit from the comparison only market, and we wanted to have a look at a partner that could deliver the best of both worlds for people that we're already doing the admin for around their key dates and reminders. So it's more of a solution at the end of an admin play.
So your partnerships are very clearly anchored around that. It's the core business value of the access to consumers, access to the market, but then also service partners that can help share in that revenue model to drive it solved around a customer pain point.
Yes.
Wow. Where next then? So what's the future? Is it presumably keep more consumers, more usage, but is there anything else on the to-do list or where you want to take the vision?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been approached a number of times about going into Europe.
So UK only at the moment?
We're UK only at the moment, yeah. We've been, like I say, Europe. Last year we completed a white paper to have a look at the US market, which was very interesting.
In what way?
To say the least. In a number of ways. We thought that they would almost be a US version of CarCloud. And like all these things, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of companies that are around the edge of doing it, but not actually really focused on solving the core problem. And we feel that that's definitely a next move, along with certain countries in Europe where the data is available in order to drive a CarCloud product. So growth, there's UK growth strategy and quite large commercial interest from investment abroad as well.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, we wish you every luck with your journey.
Thank you
for joining me today.
No worries. Thank you very much. Cheers.